Hi friends, Coach Allie here. I thought I'd come on today with a little video about the word recovery and about what really that looks like, and give it a little context here. I got a question on Instagram about, is recovery really possible? Is this going to be, going on for the rest of my life? And so first off, I want to say that I absolutely feel that leaving the struggle behind is 100% possible. And I wouldn't be here, making this video for you today if that wasn't the case, because I do myself feel like I have left the struggle and I have recovered. The thing is, that word might not mean what you think it means. The word recovery doesn't mean perfection, for one. It doesn't mean that we've achieved something. It does not indicate a destination, a place that we have landed and there's, fanfare and trophies. It doesn't work that way, even at all. It's not a destination. It isn't something we achieve. Recovery is a state of being. And what I mean by that is it's this internal state, this internal knowing that I'm going to be okay, that I'm capable of handling whatever comes my way, because I know I'm capable of that now. I am no longer sent into a spiral for days or weeks or months. I still have a nervous system. My nervous system still operates like every human nervous system does. So am I still going to feel fear sometimes? Yeah, sure. Am I still going to feel anxiety sometimes? Of course. These are human emotions that we can't eradicate. This is part of the human experience. But when we go through this journey of healing, what we're really doing is we're expanding our capacity for discomfort so that we gain tolerance. Our window of tolerance widens. And so whatever might come my way that's stressful, I have more flexibility within my nervous system to deal with that without freaking out, without making it, the all-pervasive, over-consuming issue. I know that it will pass and I don't have to overreact. That is kind of what happens when we go through this process, is we build this capacity. And that's really key to recovery. And the other thing, of course, is that I'm no longer afraid. I am no longer afraid, and my fears don't dominate me or my life experience. Particularly since, we're talking about sleep and anxiety, particularly my fears around sleep. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to sleep, perfectly every night of my life for the rest of my life. That's not what recovery is about. Not at all. No human sleeps perfect, even if they tell you they do. Human beings wake up multiple times a night. Every human being has a choppy night from now and then. It's very, very normal, right? So sometimes when we go through this journey of insomnia recovery, we unintentionally romanticize, idealize, what sleep looked like before, when, it was normal. Sleep is having the occasional bumpy night. It is waking up multiple times a night. Like, that is normal. It's the attention we give to it when we think that that's a problem that perpetuates the struggle. So because our brain, when we go through this kind of a struggle, our brain is in hypervigilant, hyper alert mode. And so now it's just starting to self-monitor. It's noticing everything as a potential threat that isn't actually threatening or dangerous. So really, our only job as we move through this journey is to notice that for what it is, to understand, and we do understand intellectually that this is not dangerous. And we have this choice, right? We have this opportunity to respond different to discomfort when it arises. And that's what starts to build the capacity. That's what starts to show our scared brain that this is safe. And then the fear dissipates, right? The hyperarousal starts to come down. So I'll also share another thing with you about my own personal journey, because what I can tell you is that everybody's journey looks different. You know, you have to do what's best for you always, of course. And every recovery journey it takes a lot longer than anybody wants it to take. I remember kind of later in my journey, kind of having this moment with myself, because I was still having, speed bumps, but they were a lot less intense, a lot less severe. I knew that they would end. I wasn't as scared of them, but they were still happening. And I remember thinking, wow, okay. Similar to this question that I got on Instagram, is this going to be the rest of my life? Am I going to just, kind of be going through this? And I had this, what I call a come to Jesus moment with myself. And it was like this. I said, here's the thing. I am 85%, if I had to quantify it, I don't like quantifying things. I don't think it's really helpful, but if I had to quantify it, I'm like 85% better, 85% better than what I was, I can live with that. This is tolerable, this is bearable. I can live a really good life. I'm doing quite well, right? It doesn't need to be perfect. This is good enough. It's good enough. Now, what I didn't know when I sort of made this genuine declaration is that was acceptance. That was the ultimate acceptance, right? And of course, ironically, or not really ironically, but of course things got even easier after that, because there was no pressure, because I wasn't fighting with a reality, because whatever reality showed up, I was going to be okay with, and I was going to be capable of handling. And that's the difference. That is what recovery is about. That's where the immunity is, not in never experiencing discomfort again, but in knowing that I can handle it. I have the capacity to do so. I hope that makes sense, and I hope it's helpful. Feel free to leave a comment or question if you feel so inspired, and have a really great day.